super excited because this was my reading that I did all Shabbat today. I added more tags to this insane book. So Leah Koenig is a gift to my kitchen. Hopefully we're gonna eat you alive this Rosh Hashanah because I changed my whole menu today. It's really not gonna go over well with my mother-in-law, but you know, I don't care. This is awesome. The pictures are fantastic and fabulous. And we are so excited to have you here. In case you don't know, Leah is a freelance writer and cookbook author whose writing and recipes are just about everywhere if you Google her. Like places like the New York Times, Food 52, Epicurious, the Wall Street Journal. She wrote 6 cookbooks, and Modern Jewish Cooking is probably the one that was last, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, so that one was fabulous. This one is insane and off the hook. And we have 3 people who are going to win one of your cookbooks today. Yay. Amazing. So I want you to, well, hold on, let's see. Sarah Sickerman, are you around here? I feel like Oprah. You get a book. Fortuna, if you're here, you get a book. And Sherry Vishner, you get a book. I wish I could give out cars, but this book is actually amazing and fantastic. And hold on, I should actually, my mom is on here, so I should probably like ask her and check with her and make sure that it's okay that I'm changing up Rosh Hashanah and Sukkot recipes, but we're gonna make something amazing. The braised red cabbage and apple, I'm on that. That's happening. I have a very sad looking red cabbage in the back of my refrigerator. It will be sad no longer. So I want to let everybody know, please add your comments and questions for Leah in the chats. I'm going to be watching them. And Leah, please talk to us about what you've got cooking for Rosh Hashanah or things that you should tell us. I love your cookbook, so thank you.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for having me be a part of this. This is so awesome. And like most people on here, I'm running back and forth between this and the oven to make sure that things are not burning. So I think it's so great that this is happening live, like right before the holidays. So it's so great. So yeah, I wanted to talk actually kind of apropos to what you were just talking about, changing your menu and your mother-in-law, yes, your mother. I didn't hear, okay.
Both, so, I got both on going
nice. On. So I've been writing about Jewish food for about 12, 15 years at this point, and, you know, written a bunch of cookbooks and blah, 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 blah. But the thing that comes up the most for me is that there's just so much exciting stuff going on in the world of Jewish cooking right now. It's partially that people who come from Ashkenazi backgrounds like myself are discovering sort of the world of Jewish cooking, right? And my book that you just put up is, you know, it's got 400 recipes, and they're from literally all over the world, everywhere from, you know, Uganda, where there's, you know, a Jewish community, to Mexico City, to Morocco, to, you know, Europe, to wherever. So I feel like people are sort of waking up to the fact that Jewish food is a global food, and with that comes the idea that, like, oh, I can cook more than latkes, and I can cook more than brisket, or for Rosh Hashanah, I can cook more than simmis, I can cook more than, you know, roast chicken. So it's really, really exciting. And at the same time, it brings up a lot of strife for people because, you know, what is on the holiday table is so fixed for so many of us in our memories. And it's such a big part of the holidays, like having the same dishes, the same matzo ball soup, the same gefilte fish, the same whatever on the table. So people always say to me, like, I want to try these new recipes, but, you know, how do I not get my family to, like, throw me out or to revolt at the table because, you know, you've tried new things. So what I always say to folks is make sure that the absolute touchstones are on the table. If your family is like a diehard brisket family and you've been using the same, you know, Lipton soup, like, or Coca-Cola if you're from Atlanta, your recipe your entire life, and, you know, your family is from back generations, make sure that's on the table. And then find 1 or 2 dishes that you can play around with. And then maybe that will become the new standard, and the new, you know, you absolutely have to have it on the table next year because everybody falls in love with your braised red cabbage and apples. So that's just kind of I guess, a tip in general. And I wanted to introduce 2 recipes. I know it's probably late in the game for Rosh Hashanah, but we have a long Yontif season ahead of us. So whether these make it the 11th hour into your Rosh Hashanah meal, or whether they are on a Sukkot table or a breakfast, probably not breakfast for them, but to show you, but wherever they fit into the holiday or to a Shabbat coming up, I just wanted to introduce them to you. So the first one, I'm going to hold it up. It looks like a pile of brown, but it's called strakoto. It's a wine braised pot roast. And it's, in some ways, it's very, very similar to pot roasts that you've had. It's not going to make anybody go crazy that it's totally different. But it's a pot roast from the Roman Jewish community, which is one of the most ancient European Jewish communities across all of Europe. And it's basically a pot roast, but it has lots of red wine, and it has lots of kind of onions and garlics, bay leaves, and other like aromatic spices. So it's just a way of taking something traditional, something familiar, assuming that most of the folks on this call are of Ashkenazi background. I know there's a mix, but that's a way of kind of just tweaking things a little bit, is to do a different version. And then the next one I wanted to show, these are stuffed onions. It's called makshi basal. It's actually a Syrian Jewish recipe, and Jews, I feel like Jews know from stuffed vegetables, right? Like there's stuffed cabbage, there's stuffed peppers, there's mafroom if you're from North Africa, stuffed potatoes, and this dish, it's literally the most delicious thing in the whole book. It's a little bit labor intensive, but I mean, I feel like when you're doing Yontif, I wouldn't make it for a weeknight, but for Yontif cooking, it's totally within the realm of possible. You basically take the onion and you, kind of the same way you do with a cabbage for stuffed cabbage, you boil it and you separate the leaves off of the onion, right? So you're not cutting a hole in the onion and stuffing the cavity. You're actually taking the leaves off. And then you fill that with a spiced meat mixture, and you roll up these little parcels and put them in the dish. And then the sauce has tomato paste and tamarind paste, or you could use pomegranate molasses, which is easier to find, brown sugar, and there's prunes in it, so it's got that like sweet savory thing, and it's literally just, it's so delicious. It would be such a good Sukkot dish, because Sukkot is a time of eating stuffed foods to sort of celebrate the abundance of the harvest season. So yeah, I just wanted, someone just wrote stuffed onions. Excellent. Oh, that's you.
I want to give out the recipe to everybody. First of all, I love that you flagged that one, because when I have to like ask my father for something, I'm going to make that first.
Oh, yay.
I feel like that may be the way to his heart. That looks so out of this world. Fantastic.
I would love to make both of those recipes available to folks if it's of interest. So I don't know if there's a way I can do that after, but I could send them to you.
You're the best. That would be fantastic. And Zan just said that she just made your apple cider braised chicken. Hasn't opened it, but it's making her kitchen smell awesome.
That's so great. Yeah. But if I want to just leave you guys with anything, I would just say, whatever you're doing, whatever you're making, don't stress it too much, right? The most important part of the holiday is the fact that your family's getting together. Everyone's going to love it because you made it, even if it's a little bit burnt. And you don't have, sometimes I beat myself up over a meal. We all do it, but like the most important thing is that the food is bringing people together. So yeah, I wish everybody an absolutely delicious and easy holiday.
I love it. And I love that this is actually a lovely way to bring something new to our new year. So thank you so much, Leah. Everybody should have a copy of this. It makes a great, amazing gift for sure. This is like I'm plugging the book only because look at my book already. I am a cooker, and this is like really just a beautiful book, and I love how comprehensive it is, and especially just no matter how you practice, but in our house we don't use the internet on the holidays. This is a walking, if you Googled Jewish food, this is what would come up. So this is awesome. Thank you so much, Leah. Thank you so much for being here, and Shana Tova. Kiss your
Tova.
And we hope to see you soon.
Thank you.
All right, who do we got next?